after this. Hey, we're going to have Sean from VenomFangX. His YouTube channel is VenomFangX. He's going to be on the show in just 1 second. We'll be back, and it ought to be interesting. There's a lot of controversy with this kid. We're going to talk to him, find out what the detail is. We'll be back in just 1 second. Well, I got some correspondence recently from a guy by the name of Sean, and he called me, or he emailed me, I say, and he had a YouTube channel called VenomFangX. Now, you may or may not have heard of his channel, and chances are you probably haven't, but within the YouTube world, this kid made a big impact. And recently, he's told me that he received death threats. So what I wanted to do is have Sean come on with us today and talk about these death threats and talk about everything else that's happening in his life. Sean, we appreciate you coming on the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, Jesse.
I wanted to find out, first of all, so that everybody understands, I did some research on you just to get, because there's people listening that may have never heard of you before. And
Sure.
For instance, the BBC on YouTube has 22,000 subscribers. The Associated Press, the AP, everyone knows the AP, they have 45,000 subscribers. Bloomberg had 6,000. Fox News has got 2,000. And the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Vatican's got 17,000. Now, what I figured out was that if you put Fox News, BBC, and the Vatican all together, I think you still beat them. How many subscribers do you have, or did you have, on YouTube?
I have over 27,000 at this moment. Okay,
so that's a lot. You guys, so just so everybody that's out there understands the impact that Sean had on YouTube was quite substantial. Explain to everyone, venom obviously has a connotation that's negative, possibly venom from a snake, then fang, that's possibly negative. X, I'm assuming, is the Generation X. What does VenomFangX mean?
Basically, I made that nickname well back in the days. I'm a computer gamer, so I made that nickname well before I even became a Christian, and I made the account before I became a Christian as well. The name just comes from the Marvel Comics superhero character, Venom. You know, he's a Spider-Man character, Venom Fang from a video game, and X is it's just video game language. It never really had a meaning or a purpose. It was just, I thought it was cool.
Right, so so once you became a Christian, there was no decision really to change that name because you had it for so long.
Right, it just kind of, I've been using that name for probably over 10 years, and I posted one video, my sister, because I was always preaching at my family, they're like, you know what, why don't you just go preach on YouTube? So I made one video one time on that account, and that exploded to have over 600,000 hits. So I just kind of stuck with it.
Right, I could understand why. You know, the Vatican, just so you know, their name means soothsayer and fortune teller. And when asked, when you found that out, why don't you change your name? They said, oh well, you know, we've had it for so long. I always thought that was interesting. The Vatican's name means the soothsayer and fortune teller. So when did you start doing YouTube videos?
Approximately about 2.5 years ago.
Okay, and when you were doing them, what was the goal when you started?
Really just to proclaim the joy that I had. I had been an atheist for so long, and when I discovered, or when God revealed himself to me, I just wanted to share the good news with everyone. I couldn't stop myself, you know?
Now, how old were you when you first started doing this? 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, 20, 21, around there.
Okay, so you're 21, and did you live by yourself? Did you live at home?
I lived at home with family.
So you're being supported by them. You're in their house,
Right.
and your goal was just essentially to proclaim the joy and to talk about God, essentially, right?
That is exactly correct.
Now, were your parents, are they Christians?
No, they are secular Jewish.
Okay, so that adds a little bit of a twist to it. 21, living at home, you're a Christian, you found God, but your parents still are not, have not seen the truth. And at what point did it turn into something more than just having joy and declaring joy to maybe this is how I'm going to make my living, donations? How did that start?
Basically, I started attending school, and certain monetary pressures began, and then I started, wanting to get out there and preaching on the streets, and I wanted to do that rather than getting a part-time job, so I figured I had a lot of subscribers and people would want me getting out there more, so I simply said I have a PayPal account and I'd start accepting donations.
Okay, and how did that work out for you at the beginning?
At the beginning, it worked out fine. Unfortunately, some people who, yes, I do have 27,000 subscribers, but there's also probably double that amount of people out there who don't like the Christian message or what I was preaching, so they kind of made it seem like I was trying to, just doing this for money, when, if you looked at my track record, I had been preaching for 2 years, and I'd never even mentioned money. It wasn't even on my mind. Sure.
Now, tell us, I will say, Sean, that there are so many ministries now. People are so, non-Christians and Christians alike, they're so leery of somebody standing with the Bible and saying, I want donations. And I think we all, as Christians, we all understand where that comes from. There's a lot of deceit. Guys buying $800 toilet seats and things like that. And now, because of that, we have different watchdog agencies going out now and doing some auditing of these companies, and Benny Hinn and all these guys that have, Mercedes-Benz out the, and they got houses in the Bahamas, and, so...
I certainly don't have a Mercedes-Benz, just so you know.
Well, that's too bad. I was going to have you, send it my way. But if you did, the point is that you can understand that there are people that are saying, okay, well, where is this money going? How do we know it's going there? What was your form? How were you going to be accountable, if you want to say, since you weren't a company, you were just a kid, was there a way that you had figured out how to be accountable?
Yeah, I made a video showing that I donated about $600 on camera to charities. I was showing people that I was buying hundreds and hundreds of DVDs and burning them, and that I was, I wasn't misusing my money. I was using the money I was getting to free up my schedule, so I didn't have to work a part-time job in order for me to get out there every day and preach the gospel to total strangers. And I was doing that by uploading videos as often as I could, going out there. And I think people were seeing the fruit of that ministry.
Okay, now I saw a video, of course, Sean, whenever I have a guest on, I can't tell you, no matter who it is, if it's John Bolton, a former UN ambassador, if it's you, anyone I have on, I get numerous hundreds of emails saying, oh, you got to ask him this, you got to talk to him about this. So I would be doing a disservice to myself and to the people that are listening without at least going into this a little bit. Now, I saw a video where you had said, and to make it clear, I have not seen every one of your videos, so maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, and we're coming up on a break, so I'm going to let you address this when we come back. But essentially, I had seen a video that you had done where you said for the first $500 you were going to get, that was going to be for you and your ministry, and then after that you were going to give it to the Sick Kids Hospital. There seems to be some controversy surrounding this. We're going to talk about this. We're talking to Sean from YouTube. We'll be back in just 1 second.